how can we bounce back from this? How can we bounce back to a point where doing certain things made sense? Buying a home made sense, going to school made sense, investing made sense. How can we get back to that point? And don't get me wrong, I know we cannot go back or look back and have everything the same. I know things are evolving and we need to evolve with life, but is at this point in life, is this the type of evolvement we want? Is this the type of life we want to get used to? For me, I know no. I don't think so. I don't want to get comfortable with this type of lifestyle. And I'm making this video because things are complicated out there for a lot of people, including myself. And I'm seeing it more now. I am experiencing it now. I went from teaching a classroom of 50, 60 students to now teaching a classroom with like 20 students max. And I'm asking myself, like, are the students thinking or are people thinking school is not worth it anymore? Because the government is pushing AI. The cost of living is very high right now. And it feels like, what's the point of going to get an education if sometimes in the future something is going to come and take that away? And this is not a video to discourage anyone from going to school. It's just real life experience. It's just things we have to look at now. It really bothers me that students or children, they're not feeling education as how we used to feel education back then. And when I'm talking back then, I mean just before COVID. Even during COVID, the schools were packed, classes were packed. And I went to school during COVID. And my classes were packed despite COVID and the shutdown. Online classrooms were still packed. And I understand when COVID came along, technology got bigger. Everyone wanted to be in tech. And right now it feels like we're stifling because of what happened previously and what is going on now. And all of that changes is within 5 years. And this is a topic where a lot of people get sensitive about and they don't want to have this conversation. But this conversation needs to be had. We need to talk about things like this. How do we bounce back? How do we get back to a position where life was comfortable for us? This type of lifestyle, I'm not going to get comfortable with it. I'm not going to get comfortable with no job. I'm not going to get comfortable with high groceries. I'm not going to get comfortable with not investing. I'm not going to get comfortable with telling, the younger kids that it don't worth buying a house, because if you purchase a house now, you may lose money, right? It's not something that I'm willing to get comfortable. It's not a topic I'm willing to get comfortable with. And this type of conversation, we need to talk about these things. We need to talk about what are we going to do from here? How can we maneuver this life without having to struggle? Things are changing rapidly. We went from hiring to just firing. Too many companies are getting comfortable with layoffs. And it doesn't seem like the government is taking any type of initiative, or the government ain't taking any type of action to put stipulations on AI. We have to keep in mind that we went through COVID and we still haven't recovered from COVID. We still haven't. And then we went from COVID to AI to layoff, now the war. It's just things are happening too rapidly. And at some point we have to bounce back, because I'm not going to get comfortable with this type of lifestyle. I'm not going to get comfortable with what's going on right now. We have to deal with it, but how can we bounce back from it? I know there are lots of things that we can do to enhance ourselves. Lots. And with the push of AI, it's very discouraging. I mean, I used to have students who worked on projects and they were excited to build a project, and they were like, oh, this project could do this, and this project can do this, and this project can do that. And I was excited myself to see the students getting excited for their own projects. And the thing is, I'm not seeing that excitement anymore in students. And I know, yes, we're in a different time now and I'm teaching different students, but students don't want to work on any project. And I'm in the technology field. I teach computer programming, and part of my job when I give assignments is to build something where it's useful in real life. And the students are not excited to build anything especially when it comes to technology. They don't want to build any project because they feel like if I build this project, companies wouldn't need it because there will be an AI to do that for it. At what point we're going to stop doing certain things? At what point we're going to have this conversation of not entertaining AI? At what point we're going to say, how are we going to move forward from here? How can we not entertain certain things? How can we bounce back to a time when life was comfortable? Right? I'm not saying we have to bounce back to a time where it was the same. It will never be the same. But we can definitely bounce back to a time when life was comfortable. We can bounce back to that. We can bounce back to a time when we felt like life was comfortable. It's not comfortable to work 3 jobs in order to pay your bills. That's not comfort. When you talk to certain people, they have that idea that they have that saying, or they would tell you, oh, you have to move with time and you have to move with technology and you have to grow with technology. And I understand that. Technology is there and it will never go away. But at what point are we going to realize that this type of technology right now, it's not good technology? And a lot of people will not say that. When robotics came out, we've seen that in warehouses and factories, they implemented robots and they made things easier. But robotics, when it came out, it only affected a certain area, and it also brought in jobs in a lot of different areas as well. But with this technology right now, AI, it's not a technology where it's good. And a lot of people think it's good. It's not the type of technology that you would want, because this type of technology is not affecting just a certain area. It's affecting a lot of different areas. Robotics never affected banking. Robotics never affected finance. Robotics never affected schools. There is a lot of different sectors robotics never affected. AI is affecting a lot of different areas. A lot. Everybody cannot just abruptly stop to use AI. A lot of people get so addicted to AI, writing just a small email. They still need AI to check it. A lot of people now, they're getting very uncomfortable with their educational background. And when I say that, I mean, I know people who are they're very intelligent, but they just they're so insecure about their intelligence now. When they write a small email, they still need to check it with AI. They do not have that confidence anymore. And these are intelligent people. These are people I know who work in the bank, went to school, get their degree in finance, but AI is making them feel so uncomfortable. AI is making them feel so insecure about their grammar and their spelling that every little thing that they write, they have to double check the grammar with AI. At what point are we going to say no? At what point are we going to stop entertaining AI? And we don't have to stop completely, but if you don't use a product, this product is not useful. The moment people stop buying Nike or a certain Nike shoe or a certain Nike sweater, they will stop making it. They will stop creating it. It's useless. Nobody uses it anymore. Nobody uses Skype anymore. So what? They got to take it away, right? So we're pushing AI. We entertaining AI. We liking AI. It's not the right. Well, I don't want to say it's not the right thing to do, but we entertaining AI, it's not the best thing to do. And you cannot say that to certain people because they get angry. So we will never bounce back if AI is still dominating the economy. If AI is still dominating a lot of different sectors, we're never going to bounce back. And as I said previously, I will never get comfortable with certain life. I would never get comfortable with this life. This life has nothing. It's not this life's right now, this economy that we live in, this environment that we are in right now. It's not doing any good for anybody because nobody cares to read anymore. Nobody cares to proofread themselves. You write a book, you dump it into AI, and then AI will fix the grammar for you. Nobody is willing to sit and write a book by themselves. When I read books now, I don't feel that genuine aspect from someone. I don't get that connection. And the reason for me not getting that connection is I just felt like AI wrote this book. It's not how you feel. This is an AI book. I don't get that connection with new books. So that's why I don't rush to buy new books. I read the older books. Anything that I want to get involved in right now, anything that I want to read right now, it have to be pre-COVID, pre-AI. Because at that specific time, I knew life was genuine. Things were genuine. And I enjoy reading a good book that I'm seeing it from someone else's perspective. I'm connected to that book. Right now, I don't connect to any new product or any new thing because I know it's not from you. It's your thought, but you didn't put the process into making it. AI put the process into making it. You came up with an idea, you gave it to AI. AI processed everything for you, and now it's not that genuine. And I'm a person, I know how AI works. So when I'm reading certain things, I can tell it was written by AI because the first thing I look for is words that people don't normally use. For example, when you write in a paragraph and you see the word dive, right? AI loves the word dive. Let's dive into this. Or when I see a post with all these little emojis and stuff like that, I know it's AI written. AI wrote that post. So once I see a post that is written by AI, I don't care to read it. And it's facts. It's factual. I don't care to read an AI post. I don't care how AI feel. I want to see something genuine from you. I want to read something genuine from you. Sometimes when I'm grading my some of my student papers, I know it's AI. And I'm a teacher. I would always call out the people who use AI. I will. I don't have to use an AI detector to know that this is from AI. I can read an article, I can read a paper, and I know it's from AI because AI have a way of using certain words together. For example, if you go on ChatGPT and you go on Copilot, some of the answers are very similar. Well, most of the AI answers are very similar. So it's a lot when you think about certain things and see what's going on. We're getting disrupted. Life is getting disrupted. So how can we bounce back to where everything was normal? To me, nothing is normal right now. And as I said previously, I will never get comfortable with this type of life. I will not say to myself, well, it's life. Everything is changing and technology is changing and we just have to get used to it. I'm not getting used to a life where the students go to school, they put in their work, they work hard, they get their degrees, they get their masters, and they're not finding jobs. There is no jobs out there. I'm not going to get used to that. I'm not going to get used to seeing the kids growing up and they don't want to buy houses or they cannot afford houses. I'm not going to get used to that. I'm not going to get used to war. I'm not going to get used to a piece of tool that is out there, and that piece of tool can disrupt life whenever. Yes, we need technology. Yes, we need to grow. Back then, you go to school, you get a certificate in something, you just take a course for a year or two and wrap it up, you get a job. Now it feels like you have to go in competition with AI. I will not get used to something like this. I mean, you could have worked every day 2-3 hours overtime, and you can buy a piece of property. Now you have to get a whole second job, third job in order to do that. And this is not comfortable. This is not life. Nobody should be living like this. So this is a conversation that needs to happen quite more often. And this YouTube channel, I'm going to open this up to comments and how you guys feel and how can we get back from there. And because we just cannot sit and be like, oh, I'm going to ride the wave. I can't sit just riding wave. So how can we bounce back from this? I want to hear your thoughts and opinion in the comment section. Comment. Let's have this conversation. I'll see you in the next video.